This is TfuesHaircut, and today I'm going to be telling a traumatic story that happened 5 years ago when I was 11 years old. I don't really like to tell this story as it brings back horrible memories, but I am doing it today. This story happened 5 years ago when I was living with my grandpa. I was your typical child. I would play video games all the time. I would occasionally skip school to play video games all day. One day, my friend, who we will call Steve, told me about this new game called Fortnite. He told me the concept of it and how you can build. It seemed awesome. I got home from school and quickly downloaded it on my Xbox One to try it out. And let me tell you, I died a lot when I first started. I played around 5 games and died every time, very quickly, except for one game where I got 2 kills. I decided to take a break because I was tired from school anyways. I went to bed and I woke up 6 hours later and it was 9 o'clock. Dang it. I wanted a short nap but slept for 6 hours. I hopped back on Fortnite and my friend Steve was on, so I invited him to a party and got on Discord. In our first duo round, we both got a combined 9 kills. He got 7, I got 2. However, we did lose this match. We played to about 11, and by this point, I felt really good. I was finally starting to get halfway decent at this brand new game and was really enjoying my time. Unfortunately, Steve had to get to bed because he had to put down his dog the next morning. I thought that since I'm playing really good right now, might as well keep playing. So after Steve left, I hopped into a solo round and was in the final 10 players. I had to take a dump. So I let my player go AFK. I had to take a dump, so let my go play. I had to take a dump, so I let my player go AFK and went to the bathroom. I needed to be quick, and we were out of toilet paper, so my only solution was to use my hand. My only solution was to use my hand. I didn't wash my hands as I was really nervous about the Fortnite game, so I quickly ran to my room without flushing the toilet, and I luckily was still alive. I saw another player and began to hide when I noticed that my controller was getting really slippery and smelled really bad. My controller was getting really slippery and smelled really bad when I realized there was poop all over it. I quickly ran to my grandpa's room and grabbed one of his shirts and cleaned my controller with it. Good. We were all set to win the game now. I ended up killing one more player before dying to some guy that was really good at the game. I continued to play, which was a big mistake that I highly regret. It was 2 a.m., and I got into another round when I noticed that there was no one else in the game besides me and one other player. He had the pink bearskin, which I really wanted, but my grandpa is really poor, so he couldn't get it. He couldn't get me it. I decided to land at Tilted Towers because that always seemed to be the best place to land. He landed at the same building as me. I wondered why. He had the entire map and landed at the exact same building as me. Well, now I had to kill him. I started shooting at him because I got the gun first, but he didn't die. He didn't take damage. He just stood there. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a video of me appeared in the bottom right of my screen. It looked like it was coming from the window of my room. Weird, I thought, but I didn't really pay any mind to it. I was just trying to figure out why this guy was invincible. I shot him a couple more times and he died. Maybe he turned off his hacks. But then I realized that I won. The blue and yellow Victory Royale sign popped up on my screen. It was my first win and I was ecstatic. I kept hearing tapping at my window outside and thought that it must be rain or something. But it was really sunny out earlier. Weird. The video in the bottom of my screen was now gone and I was done playing for tonight. I turned around and saw a pink bear, the one from Fortnite, standing outside my window. They were holding a gun and started firing but missed all 4 shots at me. I ran into my grandpa's room but he was nowhere to be seen. I hid under the bed, breathing really loudly, and I heard the window from my room shatter. Oh no, this is how I die. A pink bear. As I'm hiding under the bed, I hear slow but loud footsteps nearing the room I was in. I also heard it in a very stern, disturbing voice. I know where you are. I began to cry quietly as the bear entered the room. It knelt down, peeking under the bed and right into my eyes. It unmasked itself, and as it turns out, it was my grandpa. He points the gun at his head and kills himself. I got up, checked to see if he was still alive, and of course he was dead. I called the cops and they arrived 2 hours later and told me that my grandpa is dead. He was going to be taken, and I was going to be taken to the station for questioning. I was convicted with murder and almost received the death sentence, but luckily I was free 2 days later because I figured out he killed himself. I now live in constant fear of the pink bear, and just remember, never play Fortnite at 2 a.m.